Hi, I'm Mr. Anime. Today I'm reviewing Eden of the East. The story revolves around a girl called Mirami, and she's in New York City. She is on a trip, just left high school. Her club, they went to New York, real nice. She's looking at the fountain through the gates in front of the White House. She takes out a coin, tries to throw it into the fountain. Well, throwing things at the White House usually doesn't get you anywhere too good. So a couple cops come up and they're like, "What are you throwing over there?" You know, they see that she's a foreigner and they're just trying to kind of pick on her. And the way the cops look, they look all angry and maniacal, which is for the most part how a lot of them act. I'm not even gonna lie, they got the portrayals right. So she's pretty much freaking out. She doesn't know what to do about the cops. They're asking her all these questions. She can't understand what they're saying. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy with absolutely no clothes on, that we'll call Takizawa, because that's what he calls himself for the remainder of the anime, comes out of nowhere waving a gun at the police, and he starts yelling at them, hollering at them. And they turn around and, "Oh, get on the ground! Get on the ground!" You know how American cops are. Pull their guns out. He disappears behind a little overpass, concrete pillar thing, and they throw out this big citywide search. Him and old Jews, that crazy cell phone that he's got. I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to throw all the spoilers in there. But in the beginning of the anime, he doesn't know who he is. So he doesn't know that the past version of him may have done some very maniacal things. And then we get to the animation. And I don't know if this was like a budget issue or if it was just a stylistic thing, but I thought the animation was like a little bit on the lackluster side. I like their use of computer generation, like the still frames that they put and merged with the animation. That actually worked pretty good. But one thing that really did win me over in Eden of the East was the musical score. I was a big fan of this. It had a really chilly intro, and the ending's pretty chilly too. In the first 6 episodes, it had me going, and it had me thinking, "Oh, this is mysterious. This is pretty good. I'm wondering where this is going. I wonder what's going to happen when Takizawa gets his memories back. I wonder if Takizawa was involved in the Careless Monday incident," which, if you've seen the show, you already know very much about that. So I noticed Eden was a little bit lacking in the animation department. I don't know if that's a stylistic issue or if they didn't have a budget. But, the computer generation blends pretty well with the animation, and the voice acting was pretty good too. I did not watch the English dub. It's been licensed by Funimation, which is pretty much what's happening in everything now. Oh well, they're still in Texas. Represent. But here's how I can sum this up. First 6 episodes, I cared quite a bit about this whole conspiracy, and I was really into this whole thing with Takizawa not knowing who he is. Second half, kind of lost my interest a little bit. It kind of peaked at episode 5 or 6, and then I waited for the suspense to climb higher. It didn't. It just kind of flatlined, and then it started to fall a little bit. And then the ending, it makes sense, but it's silly. So, this is one of those shows that came from, like, do you believe the hype kind of shows, like Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Like, I reviewed that and I was like, well, let's see if I like it. I don't know if I will. Turned out I thought it was pretty decent. So this show, well, it's enough for me to recommend to you. This show really had something going for it. If only it wouldn't have dropped off for me in the last 6 episodes. So you get a show like Eden of the East that comes out, and it really falls in the 5 to 6, and maybe 6.5 at best range score. Because when you have a series that builds you up, at least for me, it built me up so high, and then it just kind of dropped me off. When the game was revealed, I was like, oh, that's what this is all about? It's not really as interesting as they made it out to be. So 6.5, still a good score. I still would recommend this, but there's going to be some people out there that aren't going to like where this goes. Now, since I got that out of the way, I think I'll go over and bug my neighbor, Inuyasha. Hey, Inuyasha! Hey, yeah, that's right. Look over here, you stupid son of a bitch.
thought I smelled something.
No, man, hey, don't get mad at me. You're a half demon. I'm just a human. I got an equalizer. He got away. How does he get away? I'll see you next time, I guess, for another episode of Mr. Anime Reviews.